Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing great. Hawkeye, good to see you. Derek, Blue the Most High. We got Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the building. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We got Richmond, California in the building. Rep your city, rep your state. Yes, indeed. This is breaking news. Breaking news, breaking news. CNN has destroyed the original Diddy Cassie tape, which means that they most likely will not be able to show the incident at the Intercontinental Hotel between Diddy and Cassie in court. The reason they had the original tape, they edited it because they probably had the whole tape from that day. So it probably had a whole lot of no footage or other people walking up and down the hallway. So they edited out that part. That right there is suspicious because what made them edit just the part with Diddy out? That's suspicious. Because if they were editing it to give it to the police would have told them, give them the whole thing. So the fact that that little part was released seems like it was sold. That little part was sold. Nevertheless, they don't have the original. They sped up what you've seen and what I've seen. That was sped up. That was chopped up and sped up. And it won't be admissible in court because it doesn't show how much time happened. It doesn't show it at its natural speed. It doesn't show when she left the room, how long she was out there, how long it was before the incident occurred. So it's gone. And that Intercontinental Hotel is no longer. They sold it to somebody else. So the place where it was at is no longer the Intercontinental Hotel. And who knows what happens to all of the footage that they've had when they were at that building. So the tape is gone. So they won't be able to show that in court because they would have to show it in its original form with no edits. Now, to me, that sounds like some type of illegal activity was going on because, one, who released the edited part? Two, if the hotel released the edited part, what made them keep it? Because if that was edited from the full tape, somebody was keeping that. Somebody kept that portion because they knew that was Diddy. If you got the original tape in its fullness with Diddy on it, you're not going to throw that away. There is no way something with that much financial worth, because that original is worth a lot of money. So they're trying to make us think that somebody edited that for what purpose? Because they obviously didn't edit it for the police, because the police wouldn't have wanted it edited. Right there, there's a crime somewhere: extortion, bribery, but there's some type of crime there. The fact you edited out that part and claim that you don't have the full. To me, I would think they got a bunch of those short versions and sell them, and then the long one, somebody's got that. Somebody's got that. Somebody's got that. And that long version, that tape for them last those 2 or 3 days. Who else is on there? Who else was going back and forth to that room? Because if they were rich enough and big enough, they got it. The only way you would chop the original up is you want to sell the most flagrant pieces to the highest bidders. Make 10 copies, sell them. But the original, they could not afford that to get in the hands of the law enforcement, because it shows if they were running any type of illicit activity out of that hotel room. Was there any prostitution going on? Is there any tricks or Johns going to the room? Who was going in and out of the room? Like, what was going on? In the original whole tape for 2 or 3 days, however long they was there, shows a lot, and shows other people, if he was doing what he's been accused of doing all the time, is making her be with other men. So that tape going away got a lot of people going away. Now, the first suspect that I would think that got the tape is Diddy. It looks to me that most likely Diddy bought the full tapes. They told him this is all, but they had made copies behind his back. This would be my first suspicion. Diddy has the full one, because right when he did what he did, I'm sure within a day or two he realized the hotel got that footage. I got to go get that. And before they gave him that footage, they chopped those pieces off and made copies and sold him all the footage from the time he checked in till the time he checked out. They don't have him on nothing. He bought all of that. I'm sure of that. And then they proceeded to sell those little pieces, because where did the little slices come from? What they showing, where did that come from? So are they trying to make me think, the hotel trying to make me think they kept that edited version? And the detectives need to ask them, and exactly what did you keep this little part for? Wouldn't you keep it all? Wouldn't it be more valuable if you showed him checking in? If you showed all his activity? It looks like a possible extortion type situation. Because nothing else makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that you would keep that little part. It doesn't make sense to me that he didn't go get the full tape. He went and got them tapes. He went and got that. He went and got that tape. He went and got that. He wasn't going to leave that evidence out there like that. It ain't no way he did her like that in the hallway and didn't get them tapes. When he came down off of whatever he was on and he calmed down, he was paranoid. I'm sure he was paranoid about them tapes. I'm absolutely sure. And nobody can make me believe that tapes don't exist somewhere. It might not exist nowhere. If he got it, he probably edited his part out. But if there's other people that could be blackmailed that he got on there, didn't they say he paid for the tapes? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he paid for the tapes. I wasn't sure if people was guesstimating or if they knew. Because I don't know how they would know he paid for the tapes. Because the person that sold them to him wouldn't tell him. And if he paid for the tapes, CNN and TMZ would say that. They would say Diddy got the original. But that ain't what they saying. They going by the story of the hotel. They said it got destroyed. If there was any story out there that Diddy bought copies of the tape, TMZ would have definitely said it when they reported what CNN said. Because I got this from TMZ. TMZ got it from CNN. And I can't see TMZ leaving that part out and just saying the tapes got destroyed if they thought it's a possibility Diddy got them. TMZ would have said, well, they're saying the tapes are destroyed, but we have people told us that Diddy bought them already. See? What's going on? Baton Rouge in the building. So now they got to go by Cassie's testimony. She got to come to court and testify, which she may not. From what I read about her, she may not. She already got $30 million. Why would she say anything now? Why would she say anything? What she got to gain from it? Hey, Gail. Now the prosecution, they was really hoping to get them tapes. Mrs. Moore said if she cared anything about the other victims, she would. Before she got to 30 million, maybe. And she signed NDA, yeah. I don't see her. I don't see her getting on the stand saying much. Not now that she took the 30 million. I mean, she might, but I kind of doubt it. If she was subpoenaed, she can get on the stand, but she ain't got to. She can tell them what you want to tell them. You can go to court, but you ain't got to tell them nothing. We seen that in the Young Third trial. They came to court. They said, "I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth." She could plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I don't recall. I don't recall. I plead the fifth. So yeah, she gotta show up, but she ain't gotta tell them nothing. I don't see her saying nothing. If I was her lawyer, she wouldn't say anything. She wouldn't say anything because she already took 30 million. So that's a conflict of interest right there. You took 30 million. Just hush. It's over for you. You settled. And your settlement, it means it's over, then it's over. You need to put it behind you. So I don't see her. I'll be surprised. I'm gonna be watching. I don't think she's gonna say anything. I don't think she's gonna say nothing. I don't believe she's innocent. I believe she blackmailed him too. I don't believe she's innocent. She was with it. She was with that man a long time. I never believed she was innocent. I believe he gave her 30 million because she threatened to tell. Talking, I think the biggest problem with the Diddy case, Stephen, is a lot of people involved that haven't been mentioned. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that haven't been mentioned. And I don't think she's gonna be willing to go into all that. And then like I said, no matter how bad the situation was or what you did, if you gave me $30 million settlement, I'm done with it. I wouldn't still have no vendetta and I wouldn't tell the police nothing. I got $30 million. My case is closed. And people say, well, Pharaoh, well, you wouldn't have no morals. I didn't have no morals when I took the 30 million. That's my point. When I took the 30 million, I was willing to let it all go for the 30 million. Everything you did to me, whatever, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So after she take the 30 million, it don't make no sense to look for her to have no type of looking for no justice. She got paid not to get justice. Her justice was the money. You know what I'm saying? Her justice was the money. So I can't see her saying anything. And I'm sure she still love him. She just can't be with him, so she with somebody else. She love him. She'd go back to him if she could. He wasn't forcing her to stay with him. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't force her. Just like R. Kelly, they lied. You can't force them women to stay. You could not have forced no grown woman to do nothing and be around a bunch of people. Because as soon as you get around a bunch of people, she'll leave and you can't do nothing about it. So R. Kelly was all out in public with them women. If they wanted to leave, they could have made a scene in public and left. There would have been nothing he could do about it. You at the Trump, they stand at the Trump. He got a penthouse at the Trump. You think when they go up and down them stairs, they can't go tell somebody they want to go, that he mistreating them, and they won't call the police immediately. They lied on R. Kelly too. That was extortion. Some of them girls' parents was extorting R. Kelly for some money. And once the girls liked him and wanted to stay without the parents having to help, he didn't pay the parents no more. So now the parents want to holler, send my daughter down, like the brother hollering about, send my daughter down. But he sent his daughter over there to her. And R. Kelly was probably hitting the wife and the daughter. He was probably hitting your wife, fool. That's always phony. I had just seen Kels. I ain't gonna say where. But I had just seen Kels coming to a party spot with 5 girls. They walked in with him by themselves. And when they went handcuffed, he was talking to everybody and stuff. They was all over the place. They could have walked out. You ever see uh whores try to run away from the pimp? No. A matter of fact, your main chick go get the other chicks for you. You know, in the pimp game, the women go get the women for you. I don't know if y'all know that or not. The difference with Harvey Weinstein is he was threatening their acting careers. And see, Diddy can only blackball you so much. You know, like Irv Gotti and them tried to do 50 Cent, but they can only blackball him so much. But see, in Hollywood, there was only 5 studios. And Harvey did worse things than they told, and Diddy did too. But I'm just strictly talking in the sense of Casey. All the time, it's ladies. It's ladies get the ladies. When I used to have my parties at my apartment when I paid my bond and got out the county jail, I just had my bottom B basically. That's what the pimps were called. I wasn't pimping, but I was having like wild parties. And all I gotta do is pick her up. CNN reported that the tape was destroyed. And so when I would go, all I had to do was pick her up. That's it. She going. She going no matter what I'm doing, she going. She with it all the way, anything. And then her lifestyle made her know who else is going. Said like, let me call my girl Sandra, she going. Let me call Rhonda. And she called, where you at? B, I'm over here. We finna come get you right now. Who you with? I'm with, you know what I'm saying? No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, G-Rock. He said, you're about to hurt. No, see, G-Rock, when you get the wild chick, she not going to go pick up no squares. She going to pick up all wild chicks. Everybody she pick up, they with it. They don't want to tell y'all that because they try to make you think, because they really don't want y'all to know how wild women are. Some of y'all married to women that's out there doing all type of stuff you don't know about. You think you got a good wife and she all loyal. You could be married to a woman and really not know her because the wild dude, she gonna act wild with him, and you're the mild-mannered husband. She ain't gonna act a certain wild with you. She gonna act mild-mannered with you. She gonna get with somebody else, and that's why a lot of times the men be so disrupt when they find out their wife cheating, because what she doing with him, she never did none of that with you. You didn't even know she was like that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know she was like that. It's the truth. They act according to the man they're around. That's how they act. And so you ain't got to do all that coercing and all that stuff like that. The problem with Diddy is he was giving them substances where they was out of their mind and then they couldn't agree. That's the difference. See, I never did no crazy stuff like that. Everybody was sane. We might have been drinking or whatever and smoking, but I didn't have nobody so gone they can't move and all this, and then all type of stuff happening to them and don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know what they doing. See, Diddy's situation, he was making them he was giving them substances where you can hear everything going on and see, but you can't move. That's some other stuff. He was on some real, that's something else. That wasn't voluntary. So in other words, even though all the women came with me voluntarily, they didn't volunteer for me to give them a substance, and then they don't have no more choice to volunteer. They always had a choice the whole night. But Diddy was putting them in a situation. That's why his situation is so egregious, because he was rubbing that stuff on their skin, allegedly in that baby oil, and then you like a zombie. So anybody could do anything to you. I wouldn't know no crazy stuff like that. I can't have them women come over there and have them and give them something, and now anybody can just do anything. No. So now they not agreeing to do nothing. In my situation, everybody was agreeing whatever happened. They agreeing to every function. In Diddy's situation, they wasn't. He said, do I think doctors was involved? No. The streets is a mug, bro. The streets is crazy. You don't need no doctor. All you need is somebody that went to pharmacy school. That's all you need is a pharmacist. You don't need no doctor. You know what I'm saying? You can get all that stuff from the streets. Memphis is where a lot of pharmaceutical companies is. Trucks get hijacked all the time. I don't know if they still do it now, but I remember I was going down to Mixer Record and I took the Greyhound so my wife could keep the car. I was going down to Full Sales and I was riding with a young lady, got on, and she was telling me how they would just go in like the Walgreens with guns in Memphis and just go in the back and just pull guns on the back and just hop over the pharmacy department and just take stuff and run out. She said they had to, like, in Memphis, she said they had to like close that part off, like have extra security back there where the pharmacy is. I had another friend, she was a hustler. She moved there for a while and came back and she was telling me. She said, Ram, it's pharmaceutical companies all around the outskirts of Memphis. She said that's where they make a lot of this stuff, and that's where they transport a lot of that stuff from, these drugs and stuff. See, they like to go to Tennessee. Tennessee and Kentucky is places where factories don't have to pay a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you can get anything on the street. I can get anything on the street right now. I'm just not connected with the streets. So nobody don't call me no more. I had changed my number and forgot to get with one dude. And when I gave my number, he said, man, I tried to call you, Ram. You know, we had 2 truckloads of liquor. You know, the 18-wheeler, you know, the trailer, they had 2 of them full of liquor. Full. Man, you could have got it at the Lolo and sold it. Man, we had Hennessy, man. We had Belvedere. We had Grey Goose. We had, I said, they had everything. They had Bacardi. They had everything. 2 whole truckloads. From the back to the front, full of liquor. That's the streets. You know what you don't say? Where you get it from. You don't ask though. You don't say nothing. You either with it or you're not. So yeah, you could get anything. Money talks and BS walks. And so all you need is one wild chick in the celebrity scene. It should get them all. So there wasn't no problem with him getting the women. The problem was what he was doing once he got them. He wasn't seducing them. He was drugging them. That's the difference. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Matthew. You say you drive the liquor truck. Yeah. But when you a civilian, you're exposed to the civilian world. Once you get in the streets, it's a whole different thing. And Diddy was in both, but he was in the Hollywood. See, another thing, everywhere you go, if you're like around a neighborhood type person, then you find out about everything in the streets. When you're an athlete, you find about all the criminal activity in the athletic world. When you're into the music and movies, you find out about all the dark stuff in that world. So each world got a underbelly that you find out about. So if you're into sports, you find out who got all the sports enhancement stuff. And when they detect this one, they got another one, man, that they can't detect. And then you find out about it. You know what I'm saying? So they all got their own, thing like that. And then when you meet wild people, they know all the wild people. They know all the wild dudes. They know all the wild chicks. It's just how it go. So he didn't have to go through a lot to get some of them to come and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what Diddy doing is common. It's just nobody knew. But it ain't as big a deal as everybody think. He learned it somewhere. It's common. What kind of parties you think Bobby and Whitney would be at? Look at that, how they was functioning. It's common. He just got caught. He got sloppy. That's the only difference. He got sloppy and he started misusing things that wasn't supposed to be used like that. He started doing a bunch of involuntary things. But what he doing is common. It's real common. That's why you see Hollywood and the music industry ain't saying nothing. A lot of people in the music industry and Hollywood stuff, they like Diddy because he's keeping his mouth shut. Because he could have been out. All he had to do. He can get out tomorrow if he do this. If he's willing to tell on everybody else, he could walk. All you got to do is tell. He ain't going to tell. But he will extort, or information will get released without him telling it. So, y'all heard the tape where he called his son when he got in there and said, get rid of the pizza boxes? Did y'all hear that? I said, crazy. Did you hear when you heard the phone call where he told his son from the jail phone, did you get rid of them pizza boxes? I was deep. Y'all ain't heard that? Go listen to that. And he told him to do something else. That was heavy, 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 heavy. But he had to do it. I mean, he not telling on nobody. And Diddy is a real gangster. He's not a make-believe gangster. Diddy is a gangster. Suge Knight is a gangster. Those are real gangsters. Herb Gotti was a gangster. 50. Those are real gangsters. They're not, they do other things. Diddy Daddy was a gangster, died in the streets. Mama is a gangster, for sure. She in trouble now, because he's got sloppy. Got mama caught up. All her dirty laundry caught up. She wild too. He was born in that. But the tape is gone. So the prosecution is kind of pissed because they want to show that tape to make it open and close. And that's a big bite out the prosecution. This Diddy case is not a slam dunk. He could beat this. Yeah, he could beat it. Because the main thing that they had to make sure he couldn't beat it was that tape. Is it the same as Hugh Hefner? He's smaller than Hugh Hefner. Am I surprised he didn't flee the country when things got hot? He was trying to, but they grabbed him down in Florida. He was trying to. Why you think they grabbed him in Florida? He tried to. Hugh Hefner thing was bigger. Hugh Hefner allegedly had tunnels under his house, but you know, Diddy lived where some of them tunnels. People assume some of them tunnels could have went right to where Diddy lived at, because they're not sure where those tunnels went under Hugh Hefner's house. It's a lot of that going on, though. That's where he learned it from. You see how Clyde Davis act like he can't talk, and yeah, right. Look at Abercrombie and Fitch. Look at them. You heard about what they was doing? No, they not. Go do some research on the guy from Abercrombie and Fitch and see what he was doing. The same thing, probably worse, probably more horrific, because you got people like Diddy that do all type of essay abuse. Then you got others that do a lot of essay abuse, but it's also mixed with rituals and blood and stuff. So you got worse than that. You know what I'm saying? You got worse than that. You got some of it mixed with the occult. And the real dark, it's all occultic, but some of them go to the next level of witchcraft and warlockism. For real. It reminds me in the 90s in Chicago, they used to have what we call lockdowns. And lockdowns was a party that on Friday, everybody come to this house. And at a certain time, Friday house, when they close the door and lock it, you can't leave. You can't leave till Sunday. So it's a bunch of women in there and dudes. Your wife done told you she's going to visit her mother or something. She had to lockdown. And what happens in a lockdown, stay in the lockdown. And once you get in there, they lock the door. You can't leave.